Hold on.
It's a little late for that.
It's just to turn it on. You can whack it again later.
I know it's gonna leave it like
Okay.
that. I better hear myself.
Start. Okay, go.
Call meeting to order. Let the record show all board members are present. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? All those in favor say aye. Okay. On our agenda, conduct a public hearing for recommendations for 26-27 school calendar year. Mr. Dillon.
Good evening, President Ford, board members, Superintendent Dr. Starcher. Tonight we're here to conduct our first required public school calendar hearing for the potential to choose a calendar for the next school year, 26-27 school year. So tonight we'll be hearing one due to just the nature of other things already on the agenda for February 10th as an LSIC. Our next hearing will be February 24th. Then after that concludes, as always, we'll allow our staff to vote if you so choose, and then we'll declare a winner, choose a calendar, and submit it to the state. So what you have before you is calendar 1 and calendar 2. Once again, these are rough drafts. They're starting points. We're always happy to take any concerns or input or comments from the public, from parents, from staff, but these are starting points. As I heard some discussion prior to our start, obviously we're talking about the cancellation of school because that comes up this time of year, and start dates. Just for reference, this current school year, 25-26, our staff reported back August 19th, okay? Our staff reported back August 19th on the current calendar. The current last day for students this year would be June 4th. Of course, we're coming into some time where we might have to make up some days, but just to give you a reference. So what you have before you, we'll just start with calendar 1, and please jump in and ask a question if you have a question, or stop me or give input. It's an August 12th start, so it would be exactly a week prior to our staff reporting this year, so 5 days. There's a couple reasons that we elected to go with this August 12th start. By no means I would ever say secondary schools drives the calendar, but there are some things that happen in the secondary world that absolutely has to be in consideration for the totality, the countywide school calendar. One thing that I've received the last 3 years, of which we have not been able to accomplish, is why can we not finish the first semester at Christmas? Okay, this August 12th calendar allows you to do that. You have to have 82 instructional days in to finish the first semester. So August 12th is the latest start date that we can have to finish before Christmas. So if we went August 13th, we can't finish before Christmas. Does it make sense? We move further with having a normal week at Thanksgiving and stuff of that nature. Okay. So that was one thing that we tried to accomplish with that August 12th start date, based upon employees, parents, staff, community members saying, hey, why can't we have a clean break at Christmas with semester? In the secondary world, it does help to come back from Christmas break and start a second semester. In the world of dual credit, when you think of your high school kids who are taking college classes, for example, this semester, technically they're still in first semester Raleigh County School, but they're in second semester college. Does that make sense? If we're able to accomplish it, that helps them. You still have that parent-teacher conference on October 7th. Once again, I'm looking at calendar 1. I stretched that last year. It was almost at day 45. Our calendar committee and our principals asked us if we could scoot it up to be around day 30 to 35 so parents, they can meet with parents. And this was the elementary folks that really asked for this. So they can meet with parents, and there was still some time to improve their grade before the first marking period. So that's why we moved it up a little bit. We were strategic in placing it on a Wednesday. We want good attendance. Okay. First calendar, you have a week of Thanksgiving. Just moving right along. Please stop me if there's something you want to talk about. I'm just moving chronologically. Christmas time. The last 3 years, our staff have really said that they like that 2 full weeks at Christmas. You know, that's really dictated by when Christmas falls in the week. However, this calendar sort of still gives them 2 full weeks. Our staff have also asked for a green day, if you will. That's what I call it. Or a day without students to get ready for students when they come back second semester. So we have that there. We have that PL day, the day after New Year.
Be real good too, because especially on high school, because you're starting a new semester.
Correct.
If you off this calendar here.
Correct.
That day to start a new
Oh,
semester.
grade school too. That's grade school people like that semester break.
Correct.
There too.
So if I keep progressing, of course, we have Martin Luther King. I chose to put in an OS Day. Lots of times we get the question, why do we not observe President's Day? Well, February 15th is President's Day. Of course, we know we can take an OS Day, but that's the reason I put that in there. We have a parent-teacher conference second semester as well. Miss Lowry serves on our committee. I think it was Miss Lowry's idea to have it on a Tuesday night. The first one we had on a Wednesday night, Tuesday night. That way, parents, we want to be conscious of parents. If they can't make Wednesdays, we're not always having stuff on Wednesdays, or if they can't make Tuesdays, we're not always having stuff on Tuesdays. We're trying to switch it up a day, but also stay away from Monday and Friday for that parent-teacher conference, because I'm not sure attendance would be great. So your spring break is after Easter. Easter in 2027 would be March 28th. So this spring break would be after Easter. We have to have a faculty senate in April. So you have a PL day and faculty senate. Then your end of school. Also, this calendar one, graduation is the week of May 22nd. May 21st would be a Friday. May 22nd would be a Saturday. Most of the time, or the majority of our folks and our parents, our community members say, please keep graduation away from Memorial Day.
That's the weekend before.
It is correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then we have our end of school. I apologize. I didn't speak much at the beginning, and I want to go back. I apologize for not doing that. Our staff really likes the model that we've been starting out school. With the amount of days they have on the front end without kids, based upon required county trainings, school trainings, prep time. So they sort of like that model. So there's not been much change in that model. But any questions about calendar one or concerns, or Dr. Starch, I don't know if there's something you...
Who is on the calendar committee? People know.
That's a great question. So our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum Instruction, our Director of Transportation, Director of Accounting, Director of Elementary Ed, Director of Secondary Schools. We have an elementary principal rep. We have a secondary principal rep. We have our past Raleigh County Teacher of the Year. We have our Service Employee of the Year. The only reason we didn't have our current Teacher of the Year because she left the county, so I went 1 year back. We have an EW representative, and we have a service personnel representative. So EW, I guess, is the combination now of AFT and yes, I couldn't think of it. So we tried that. I think it's a committee of 11 people, but that's a good question, Mr. Snuffer. I appreciate. I should have mentioned that. Yes, sir. So if we move to calendar two, unless you want to speak about calendar one, calendar two is an earlier start date, August 10th. once again, staff keeps saying, we want to try to break it at Christmas. Well, I'm trying to do my best to break it at Christmas, but also give them choices here, if you will, in a calendar. So I try to do it to the best of my ability. So not a lot of change here other than a earlier start date, August 10th. You have at Christmas break, we still have that parent-teacher conference and that faculty senate there. At Christmas break, we have a shorter Christmas. Trying to, if you're the person say, well, I don't want the 2 weeks at Christmas. I'm trying to give you a choice. We don't have the prep day after. For the ones that say, hey, I don't want to prep, I'm trying to do the best I can to give people something to choose from, as opposed to having an early one and a late one. You see in the second semester, I have an OS day on President's Day again, and a parent-teacher conference on February 23rd. But then we get into this one. I try to give people a choice, and this time spring breaks before Easter. The last one, it was after Easter. I have received several comments from folks by just word of mouth to me the last 3 years. Hey, we don't want a spring break at all in March. We don't want to at all in March. But they also want around Easter. So I'm trying to do it the best I can based upon the calendar. And if you go too far in April, then I hear it's too long of a window from New Year's to spring break. So like I say, I'm just trying to do the best I can. I also put OS days sort of in this calendar second semester, where I really didn't do that with the first one other than President's Day. I did that as well. And then another difference here, you won't see it unless you drop down to the bottom. The calendar number 2, I put graduation on Memorial Day weekend. I told you the majority of people say, I'm just trying to give people a choice. I don't want people to say that, oh, what about me? I want it on Memorial Day weekend. I'm just trying to give people a night and a day, or A and a B to choose from. So any questions about calendar 2?
Those calendars are hard to do. I know that because we've done it. But I think you did a nice job.
I appreciate that.
With both of them.
Our committee, they gave great input. I do think it was it was good. It was good. I tell them all the time, I don't tell me what you think I want to hear. I like pushback. So come in here with your guns a-blazing, and they had a lot of good ideas. And Miss Melanie Morrison was our elementary person. Ryan was our secondary person. Miss Melanie, I think, did a great job speaking up for elementary, and Mr. Stafford as well when it comes to graduation and stuff of that nature.
Part of the thing too, when people fuss, I don't think they understand the parameters that they're really fine.
So jokingly, in the committee, Ms. Hamrick, I'm glad you said, because the parameters they're quite intense, and there's a lot of guidelines that go into it, and you always hear, why can't we have a calendar that starts after Labor Day and ends Memorial Day? Well, I made one. I made one in the committee, did I not? And we accomplished it. But I can tell you what we did not have. We didn't have hardly any orange days, any O days. So it was like Thursday and Friday off at Thanksgiving. There was no spring break. I did Good Friday. I did day after Easter. But I mean, stuff we've learned before in the past. If we don't do a week at Thanksgiving, it doesn't bode well for us in Raleigh County. Staff misses, kids miss. But I was able to accomplish it, but it sure didn't look like this. And the only way I was able to accomplish it was taking a lot of stuff away. And the average person doesn't understand that, because there's so many guidelines that we're required to operate between.
Good job. I appreciate it. I too, years ago, one of the board members served on the committee.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlotte was here, and I she got one of us to serve on, and I served on it for several years. and it's not easy. You take one way here, then you gotta put something somewhere else. That's the thing. If you notice, like at the end of the year, you're basically in the same time. I mean,
We are,
your day out for
We are.
students, one day more maybe on the thing.
because of those OS days
Those
sprinkled in
days
here.
that You
Yeah.
pile in there and stuff. And the start date, you're only, 2 days different, so, I mean, it's not much of a change on that.
I guess it's OS days, yeah.
They're both good calendars. I don't know which one I would vote for if I was doing the vote, but,
I feel like as a county, if you looked at it statewide, we started later than most other counties. You know, you can split hairs. You can say, hey, do I want all my June off or do I want all my August off? Well, most people will tell you, I want all of August off until they're going to school in June. Then they don't like it. So,
both of them.
yeah, I mean, it's sort of give and take. So we tried our best.
One other thing you talked about, I assume this was part of the discussion too, is one of the calendars is a 5-day week, right, as students come back. And then the other one, it's calendar 1, I guess it's a 3-day, and then calendar 2 is a 5-day.
Yeah, so we've had several staff members say, hey, we like to ease back into it with kids. And
Elementary kids, but
Right.
it makes a better situation. Like if they only go 3 days that first week, and gives them kind of time to adjust, and
then I try to do I don't say polar opposite, but I try to do the opposite and say, okay, if you want to hop right in there and have kids Monday and through Friday, that's the other calendar. I mean, like I said, I tried to differentiate the best I could with still trying to accomplish some similar things.
That's a nice job.
Any other questions?
No.
Thank you.
So if we don't, I just one question, if we don't use those OS days, then we would actually finish up on the first ones, students would finish up Memorial Day weekend, right?
So yes, sir. So calendar 1, correct. They would finish May 28th, but would be the last day of instruction. Oh, something else that I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. So I told you the director of accounting serves on our committee.
Yeah.
So in the payroll world with staff, Mr. Click said, we have to have employees. I have to have school secretaries there at least June 1st and June 2nd to close out the month of May. So when you think about that with 1,400 staff members or whatever our staff members are now, you can't keep finishing too far out to the left because we have to have those staff members in there in June. And you know, that's why we're glad to sort of have a wide committee, because you wouldn't think of that if you don't have that payroll voice on the committee to say, hey, wait a second, we can't do that. All right. That is correct. That's correct. So I'm glad you said that. Yeah, but so last day would be for students would be May 28th, but our staff would come back after Memorial Day, but the kids would be done before Memorial Day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we have on our agenda. This meeting is adjourned.